Hello, everyone. I think we're live. We're trying to figure out all this wonderful technology. We are certainly not the pros or the experts, but we do know how to YouTube and Google things. So there's that. So welcome, everyone. Hi, Heather. We are not
Hi.
in the same location at all, so we're excited to see each other, at least on here and talk during the day. So thanks. Um, and we are so excited about this new adventure. We might have lost our minds just a little bit trying to get this started, but that's okay. That's kind of what we do best. I am Cindy Culbertson, and I am overwhelmed by the response that we had today. I am excited for what we're going to be doing, and I hope you are as well too. This is the place where you get to have fun. This is just going to be all about fun and laughing and having a good time. And Heather, I'll let you introduce yourself for a minute.
And I am Heather Cartwright, and I'm just so excited to have time to do fun stuff like this again. I have not sewn a lot. In fact, it's been mostly just like a once a year retreat. If I'm lucky, I get to piece. So it's going to be so much fun to create content to share and then also learn together. I know all quilters love learning. And, like Cindy said, we're definitely not the experts. We want to learn along with you. We do know a lot of people, so we have some connections to some people who know a lot of good things to share. So we want to hear what you want to learn about and what piques your curiosities. And so we can, of course, we want you to have fun and come back every week, right?
Yeah, and so what we talked about, our lives had been super busy, and our jobs took us traveling and all different things, and we were still connected to quilters. But the one thing that we were missing is time to sew. We really had to dust off the sewing machines. Actually, my husband was using my new one, and so I've defaulted back to my old one again. But we won't address that tonight.
What?
So that's a story for another day for sure. But so we just wanted to connect with quilters. Actually, today we have found out all over the world. So that's super fun. We do not know some of your time zones. I am so sorry if it's not a convenient time. We tried to choose in the evening time to catch most people. Anybody that knows me, this is my shirt. Coffee just keeps you going, and I'm loaded and ready to go. So if you want to pull an all nighter, I'm good. No, really, we're not going to go that long. Heather and I,
BYO sewing project, right?
yeah, I'm pedal to the floor. So when I've had coffee, it's just straight to the floor and it doesn't go fast enough. But no, really. We just want it to be a really fun place to be. And we want to learn from everyone and have guests eventually and all these things. So we talked about our topic tonight, and um, we just joked before we came on air about making fun of Heather. We laugh at ourselves, so it's okay. And I really imagine she was telling me about this quilt that she had time to piece. First of all, I haven't been on retreats for a long time. That is on my list of things to do. And I know we have a lot of quilters here that are professional retreaters, and that's my goal, right? And maybe finish something. So
That
that's
is the best. That's the best way to finish because honestly, like you're at a retreat, you don't sleep much, you just sew like a banshee for days, and that's how I get things done. So
and
I have a couple of friends in Utah, and we traditionally for the last, I don't know, 8 years or so, we would get together once a year and bring our projects. And a few years ago, we decided, what if we all made the same thing? And so we got this crazy idea that we wanted to make these scrappy, low volume log cabin quilts for our beds. And we all have big, huge king size beds. So we each brought 20 yards of cut up scraps, 20 yards each. So we had 60 yards of strips of random, anywhere from like 1.5 to 3 inches was fair game. And we rented an Airbnb. We piled them in the living room. So this living room had a mountain of fabric. It was crazy. And we stirred them all up. And then for 3 days or 4, maybe, we just pulled strips randomly and sewed these quilts. So they turned out so great that we decided that that was going to be our thing. We were going to sew quilts, and we would all bring our fabric scraps and share, and all sew the same quilt. So this is where the make fun of Heather part comes in, because I just give people so much material to work with that it's easy to make fun of me. But we decided that we were going to sew the wooden spools Raspberry Kisses quilt. So if you've never seen it before, it's so fun, and you can use it's the best scrappy quilt I've ever seen. I'm going to share my screen with you, and
first of all, I had been hearing from her that, life gets a little stressful, and I'm just finding a few minutes a day, like, to piece. And then it dawns on me, like, she's been telling me this for a really long time. And I'm thinking, I know she's just getting small snippets of time to piece, but like, she's been working on it for a while. So what is this going to be, right?
Well, let me tell you. So I just shared a photo. We're kind of getting used to this system here. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
So this is it was so fun, because what it is these quilts are actually placed on point. You can't really tell from the picture, but they're placed on point. So when we did our quilting math, we may not have figured it out placed on point, the size we needed. So we figured it out at 4.5-inch unfinished blocks. And so, it came out that we needed like 400 blocks. And we're like, okay. So once you turn those on point, it makes the quilt a lot bigger than if they're not on point. So this quilt has 368, I think, blocks, not one repeat in the whole quilt. So we all brought our strips of fabric. They were 2-inch strips of all the colors, piled them up. We literally just cut for each other and had everything pre-cut when we got there. So we sewed for like 3.5 days straight. All we did is sew these X's. And then one of us got hers she got it almost all the way done, I think. I'm like too ADD, so I was probably eating half the time and sewing half the time. So I didn't get mine done, but I did get all my blocks done. So when I talked to Cindy, I was literally putting these blocks together, and this thing was on my living room floor, the whole living room floor, because it's massive. So my boys are standing on a trailer, holding it up as high as they can, and it measured 132 by 120. You guys, it's massive. Massive.
That's pretty good size. First of all, having all this pile of fabric in the center and just grab everything about that sounds like so much fun, right? I've never heard of anyone
Hunger
doing
Games with fabric.
Yeah,
no, not really.
So I know one question, and everybody, let's back up a minute, Heather. We're going to have, if you comment, we're going to do random drawings for a giveaway or two.
Yes. And we would love for your comment to be, you can comment whatever you want, but if you have something that you would like for us to talk about, or, some topic that we can find a cool guest speaker, throw it out there in the comments. We're going to randomly select somebody to win a couple of Moda layer cakes tonight from the comments. So, and we'll announce it on our Facebook page in the group. So yeah, let us know what you want to learn about, because you might get tired of what we love. We want to explore what you love, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I know one question that people are going to have. Anyone who knows Heather or follows any of her other pages knows that she has the cutest animals. And so the fun part about that picture, you've got to tell us the names. Somebody's going to want to know names here, right?
Yes. So this little donkey, he's a miniature donkey. His name is Dominic. And if you've never heard the song Dominic the Donkey, you should Google it because it's such a catchy little tune. And he came from my good friends Evan Acres in Utah, and I just was so excited to get this little donkey. I had no idea. I visited her farm once, and she said, I just fell in love with these little donkeys. And I said, what is their purpose on the farm? And she said, to receive your love. And I was like, huh, okay. I mean, that's a pretty good job. So I brought him home. My husband said, I will receive your love. Why did you need a donkey? You don't need this donkey.
Although he's pretty cute. He's
He
pretty
is
cute.
so cute, and he's the sweetest. He just follows me around. This little cow, she turned 1 this month, and her name is Hope. She was only 14 inches tall when she was born, and she is also the sweetest. Yes, Liz, that is Hope. She is the sweetest thing. She's 27 inches tall and just loves to be a farm, she's more like a puppy, a grass puppy. So those, I put them in there for perspective, but also because they're just so cute. I wanted to show them off a little bit.
Right? Well done. Well done. I really have to tell you, based on what you was telling me about the quilt, I really thought it was going to measure much larger than that. I was really nervous because I thought she kept telling me it was not going to fit on a quilting machine on a normal size frame. And I'm like, okay. So I've heard people say that they quilt half of a quilt. So we were discussing this. Um, People have told me over the years that they've quilted half of a quilt and then quilted the other half, took it off the frame and then quilted the other half. So I'm not that person. I don't even know if I could manage that, especially one that size. So I'm curious to know if people have done that, if anyone has any experience. So put in the chat if that's something that you've done. Share your expertise with us because I would think that that would be a challenge, but it still would be faster than hand quilting something like that. As
Oh
much as I
gosh.
love hand quilting, but it would take forever, right?
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
know that my daughter-in-law, she had one so big she actually had to tape the backing to the or tape it to the bar because she ran out of leader. So she taped it to the rest of the bar so she could quilt it. But I've
Okay.
never I used to have a 14-foot table, so I have quilted a quilt bigger than this in my life. But I don't have a 14-foot table anymore, so I was a little stressed that it would fit. Gosh. So this is a free tutorial. If anyone wants to make it, it's the best scrap buster quilt ever. And we did adjust the size, but since then, the gal who wrote it has made different sizes. So if you Google Raspberry Kisses tutorial, it's out there for free.
Okay. And will we have that information posted somewhere?
We can put it. In fact, I'll put a link on the Facebook group after we're done.
Okay, great. Great. Um, what else? What I had something to say and it just left me.
Oh, I was going to show you what I'm working on now since I finished that because I'm just so happy to be piecing again. Let me share one more picture. And, I don't, Cindy's going to laugh because this is from last year's Quilt Market. This fabric, I saw this fabric line and it's called, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Woven Vista by Pieces to Treasure. And I saw this quilt hanging in the booth and it was in blue. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't even like blue. And I just fell in love with this. And I said, I'm going to make one of these in every color for my farmhouse, like the guest beds and my bed. We're all going to have matching in the 3 different colors. They put this out in red, blue, and green. And so I started it and it's so cute. It's so fun. I have 2 rows done. So I laid it out on the hay. The pattern is called Breezeways, and it's also by Pieces to Treasure. And you can strip piece it. It comes together pretty fast. My daughter-in-law Vanessa was here last week, and she helped me. We just busted out a couple rows and to see how easy it was, and it was actually pretty good, pretty easy. So.
I kind of remember that last year at Houston, and I think it was like, I really like that quilt, so perhaps I should buy the line of fabric in every color because bolts of fabric makes sense, right?
I did. I bought the bolts in every color because
And we were supposed to get together and sew a couple of weeks ago, and our plans had to change for various reasons. And I think what I heard my friend say is, I'll just bring you a kit in the red. What color do you want? So I'm still waiting. As she's progressing very rapidly on hers, here I am sitting with no fabric yet. So we're going to have to fix that so I can get caught up. But I do love that. When you said red, I was thinking, more of a deeper color, but they're kind of muted colors. But
it's very muted. They're very muted wovens. And, I think it would be a fun Christmas quilt. It's like kind of a farmhousey Christmas, like muted red. So we'll see.
Yeah, with the green one too. Okay, so are you going to get like, I know Vanessa doesn't live close to you, so she can't help you out like in the next few days, but like we would love it if we could see like 2 rows of the green one or 2 rows of the blue one, like all the colorways, right?
Oh,
Or you could just have
funny.
all the quilts done by next week, right?
You're funny. You're funny. I'll make a block in each color for you. How's that?
Oh, yeah, that would be fun. Yeah. Speaking from the person who, okay, the quilt behind me, that's more my piecing style, something big that I can get done. But now that we're kind of changing things up a little bit, I'm hoping to, piece a little bit more and get back to. I know we have got some expert piecers in this group, just the people that were adding to the group today. I know we've just got some all different kinds of talents. And so I'm looking forward to see what everybody's doing on our page. Make sure that you share what you're working on. Just you never know what will inspire somebody else. I fall into the category of I think I'm going to have time to make it all, which is how we all get it collected and all get this huge amount of fabric and all those things. And so I've really tried to go through and say, what do I still really love that I want to do? What new things are out there? And I'm excited. I feel like I've been out of the loop a little bit. And I'm excited to get back out there and see what is new out there. I'm going to wait for my really good friend, the other half of the Chatty Quilters, Heather, to buy the whole line of fabric, and I'll go.
Say, wait a minute, you're a really good friend. I thought I was your really good friend, and then you said Heather, so I was like, oh, poof.
So yeah, I mean I do like that quilt a lot. So so Heather, do we get to tell them anything that's coming up? I know you said no.
First, we have to see what you're working on. Are you going to tell us or just keep us hanging?
First of all, I can't get my other screen to slide over. So I will just, let me get this off the screen and I'll show you. So now we'll make fun of Cindy, right? Okay, first of all, I had this all spread out. I bought this. We won't say, wait, where am I at? A while back. Okay, who doesn't love a beautiful box? Like, boxes, subscription boxes are a thing everywhere. But long before that, I have the beautiful boxes that you can get at Hobby Lobby and Joann's that are so pretty. Have I done anything with them? No, but they're beautiful to look at. So I have this and I cut it out. So, I haven't pieced for a while, but I love this so much. I don't know if this Christmas is an option at all. I really don't know if I'm going to, I don't know if I can even piece that fast. So here's all my cutouts, all these bags. And I had a picture of like, do you know how much, see the quote behind me, right? This is what I've been doing lately. It's been years since I have cut out all these, like, so much. If you have to put a sticky note on a group that says ZZ, that might be too many pieces for me. I'm not sure. But this quilt is just so adorable. And so I bought it at a show I was working at. And
you're still pulling out bags.
Oh, it's just gazillions. That's a real word. Oh yeah, the bag is full. Like, look at these. Just it goes on and on. Do you know how many days it took me to even cut this much out? So it
Yes.
said, and I'm not done one of these patterns, and I don't know if there's a gal I know that has pieced this, and she posted on her Facebook. If Stephanie is on here, I loved it so much it motivated me. So I said I'm gonna get mine cut out, cut out. Days later, I'm still cutting. You know, my hands hurting, but it gave you part one, and it said to go ahead and start piecing it. So I Pip says that's very ambitious. Yes, it is, Pip. But you know what? That's not all. That's not all, folks. She didn't learn her lesson. She bought the other box because it has strawberries on it. And so here's the other one.
Those are
Yes,
cute stories.
I too have bags and bags of those. So they're both cut out. All I have to do is start piecing. So I think that I do need a retreat. I really do.
You do.
The
You do.
problem with anybody now, there's some people in our group that have been on retreats with me. When you said you do a little sewing, a little eating, I do visiting and snacking and visiting and snacking, and then I take my project back home because I can't work on something this detailed and concentrate while I'm visiting. So I have to take something no brainer like that behind me, right? So I'm going to try to change my ways. I'm going to try to. So now you guys are going to hold me accountable. So maybe I'll have a row done by next Tuesday, right? Stay tuned.
There you go.
So
And
my question is,
someday we'll have a big retreat with everybody, and it will be so fun.
We are like, you know, that's going to happen.
You know
it just is. Now, I will not be taking anything like this to work on, but yeah, we will. That is definitely on our list of things to do is just really long.
My
So,
best tip ever for retreats is I always take one brainless patchwork quilt for the last day when I have had no sleep and I'm going to make mistake after mistake. So I just cut out just a patchwork, and I love 6-inch squares, patchwork, cut up a bunch of fat quarters. And that is my final day project every time.
So I want to know how other people organize their pieces. Like, you know, I've just got mine in a million little Ziploc bags, my little sticky notes, you know, labeling them. So Karen Marchetti, I'd be eating and chatting and no sewing at all. That's my girl right there.
She
We
loves
know.
sandwiches. That girl, man, she can just eat sandwich after sandwich after sandwich. And she just stuffs them in her purse and everything. I don't know
I love it. I love it. You always got to have a snack for later for sure. So anyway, I was kind of reading some of the comments here.
Oh, Pip, that's such a brilliant idea. She takes projects that are partly done so they don't take as long, and then she feels like she got something accomplished. I love that idea.
Karen Marchetti says you're the sandwich queen.
We have an inside joke with sandwiches. Yeah, I'll have to share it one day.
I don't know. Everything that you'll find at my sewing station and then some is just going to be chocolate everywhere. Like I would skip normal meals and just eat desserts. That's just my life. Like this is not real coffee. It's a mocha. It tastes like, you know, hot chocolate with a shot of coffee. So that's how I roll. But okay, so people say pre-cut.
Back to your question. Larry wants to know what the sandwich queen is. Well, Karen and I were at a retreat once, and there was just a lot of sandwiches served. And so everyone got sick of eating sandwiches. So they left them and went out to get lunch. And so I gathered up all the sandwiches and then just like kept hiding them in her purse and in her car and everywhere in her luggage. And so she just found sandwiches for, I don't know, like days and days and days.
Boy, depending on how long they'd been. Whew,
I know.
That could be bad. Right?
I think I might have even mailed one like a week later.
Oh, you're such
I'm not sure. You know, the details are kind of blurry, but anyway. Corey Pearson, you've never been on a sewing retreat? Are you kidding me? We're doing it.
Corey,
I can't believe this.
We're scheduled. We're checking your calendar first.
Yeah.
Like, because we are so doing it. We are
Absolutely.
long overdue for a retreat, so we
Oh,
just want to get together and have
yes.
everybody join us and find a place big enough and all the things, right?
Oh, yeah.
It just sounds like so much fun.
Okay, so we also, no one has even thrown out what they want to learn. So maybe we're entertaining enough that they don't even care. Just kidding.
No.
Our heads are getting all big. Um, Back to what you were asking. Can we share what's coming?
Oh, yes, yeah, right? Can we? I I like to say I like to say I can keep secrets,
Then
but like I can't for very long, right? Especially when it's fun. So so we are glad to be home to start sewing. So much so, we're going on a road trip.
I'll take you with us.
Yeah, we want to take you all with us. So we want to do lives and tell them where we're going, Heather.
We're going to Quilt Market. Woo! It's gonna be
For
so
fun.
fun.
Wait, back
For
up.
fun.
For
For
fun.
fun.
For
This
fun.
is crazy. I don't think I mean, it was fun when I was a shop owner, don't get me wrong, but I've just never gone just for fun, fun.
We both have been in the same capacities, right?
Yes.
With the same duties. And this time it's just we're taking our husbands are probably driving us, right? But we're going to road trip down. And I got a few stops along the way planned. But so we are, oh, Pip, I wish I could come. I wish you could too. So we want to know what you guys want to see, if you want us to talk to somebody specific or like Corey says, come see me. You
Definitely.
got it. You got it. Absolutely. So we just want to, yeah, see what's new
Yeah,
because
like, have
we
you
need
been
to
to
know.
market? If you've been to market, throw a comment out there. If you've always wanted to go to market, throw a comment out there. I know there's hashtags people follow, like Quilt Market 2023, and they follow along, and then they have like a hashtag. What is the hashtag, like not going to market, or some not going to market hashtag that people follow if they stay home and mope, or whatever it is, let us know what you want to see, because you can go to market vicariously through us. We're fine with that.
Yeah, we want to be there for you.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have fun, but we want to know what you want to see, we're going to just spend a couple of days there, just going live and doing videos all the time. And just so you feel like you're there with us. So,
Okay. Thank you, Karen Marchetti. It's hashtag missing market. So then everyone who stays home hashtags what they're sewing because they're sad that they didn't get to go. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, market is for like shop owners and business owners, and you have to have credentials to get in. So not everyone can go, but it's right before Quilt Festival, which is open to the public and where they have all those fantastic quilts on display. So when you go to market, you can also see the Quilt Festival quilts, right? I don't know.
mhm.
I've never had time because I've always been like
Right.
running to
We
try to
tried
get
to go to the far away bathroom so we could see a few quilts, right?
Yes, yes. So, yeah, it's just there's so many vendors. It's so massive. It literally takes all of 2 to 3 days to just walk through the whole thing. So it's amazing, and we are excited. We're gonna do lives from booths and with designers, and just see what's brand new, what's coming out, like the brand new fabrics that haven't been released yet, and
Try not to
someone wants
buy
to
it
see Sample
all.
Spree. Sample Spree gives me hives, but Cindy, are you gonna make it to Sample Spree this year?
I was planning on it, but we're going to have grandparent duties the day before, so we'll be driving that day to get on down there. So, yeah, I won't. Um, Years ago, I went. Now you got to understand, I've done a lot of Black Friday shopping. Look at, like, you can't see here,
Yeah.
but most of you that know me know how tall I am. I can see over everything, and my arm reach is like no other. So I'm not scared going in there at all. If I see something, I can reach it before somebody even gets there. So, um, you know, we haven't shopped much together, Heather, but
No, but you know what? I'm out. I hate Black Friday shopping. It gives me hives. I'm just like, I hate that whole. that thing. But I can I can online shop Black Friday, but I'm more like I'm the TJ Maxx girl, and Cindy hasn't ever been to a TJ
I
Maxx.
just went for the first time because of
Okay,
Heather, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. And then no, it wasn't TJ Maxx. You and
it
I
was
went
Home
in
Goods.
one.
Did you go to Home Goods? Because it
I've been to one once. Yeah.
see, those are man, that's my store. Like Home Goods and TJ Maxx, I could just go fly into a big city and hit them all and be totally happy.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I had a friend tell me to take a trailer to Houston and load up, like just let I'm like, no, no. I'm not buying everything I see.
Well, if
No.
you're gonna go to Moda, you might take a trailer. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
that's a cool.
So, somebody I saw something in here about grunge. Obviously, obviously, my main goal is to have every color of grunge, like
Yes, it's so good.
a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
It's just so popular and everybody loves it. It
Is there
doesn't get
grunge in
old.
your quilt behind you? Because maybe somebody has not seen grunge.
Yeah,
Let's
it
show
is.
them what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Grunge
Um,
is like a muddled, um,
mhm. And
grungy colors, and they're so cool. It's like a new twist to solids, right? 'Cause it's
it
just
is because it doesn't give you just that solid, it gives you more interest and a little bit of a textured look, right? So even colors that I don't particularly care for or would choose in grunge, anything goes, like
yes.
all of it. So
Okay, Karen Marchetti says, "Rack shoppers unite." Okay, that is also my favorite. Nordy Rack. I love
um,
myself some shoes on a deal.
you know, I told you if I've got to sort through all those racks, like I need them all sorted. I need it all sorted. I don't want to go through tiny petite little things when I'm 5'11", right?
Yeah,
I'm I just don't. I want it sorted and I can just go to the section that I need.
I
And
hear you. I don't buy clothes at these stores because it drives me nuts to dig through, but shoes are organized at Nordy Rack. Corey will tell you, we love our Nordy Rack.
I'll have to give it a try. I'll
Yeah.
have to give it a try. Again, at my shoe size, yeah, I don't buy shoes much. It's not pretty. So, you know. Um, oh, and for market, fashion stops at the knees, right? So it's comfy shoes and walk all day.
So true. So true. Okay, so random drawing. This is the first time we've done this, so bear with us. We're going to try to do a random drawing from the comments. And our tech support, Stephen Culberson of So Good Quilting, is going to help us maybe if we can't figure this out. Because
Hey,
we do have some Moda layer cakes for everyone. Random drawing in the comments section. Just going to get our tech support. So let me tell you about this quilt behind me. This is like a scrappy trip around the world. Also a free tutorial out in Quiltland. And I just put the center. I used a different rainbow color for the centers of each block, and then low volume strips for everything else. And it's kind of a fun method. You sew these strips like what am I trying to say? Strip piece them, and then you cut them and you sew them in loops, and then you unpick them at a different spot in each strip so that when you sew them back together, it makes this trip around the world block. So it's kind of fun. So if you like it and you want to make one, you can do it out of any scraps. You just Google scrappy trip around the world.
sorry, I was reading the comments as well. Hang on, we're getting that. I didn't test the selection before, so we'll see if Stephen can get that for us.
If not, we'll do it later and announce it on the group.
Yeah, we sure
Oh,
will.
and thank you all for sharing that post with the group. It just was
Oh
so
my goodness.
amazing. We were
We are
we
so we
had
were just so grateful today at the amazing comments all day long that flooded in. And we truly want this to be just a fun place to hang out, but for you guys, and what you want, and just to be inspired by each other, share, on the page and join us. If you can't join us, if you've got something going on, you can always watch it later. And, we'll just keep building on it and, be here for you guys, but just mostly just to have fun. So,
And we'll really try to keep them right around 30 minutes, 30 to 45, because, we don't want to take up your whole evening. And if you like it, just watch the rerun like a few minutes later. Just kidding.
watch I have never even thought, it never occurred to me that somebody could watch us on a rerun. Like, oh my gosh, that's a little bit alarming. I'm not going to lie. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Okay, Paul, what gave us the inspiration for this? We kind of did touch on that at the beginning, but we talked about this quite a while back,
mhm.
and we just said, oh, we would just love to do that, and we were kind of joking around, is how anything starts, and or at least with us, because we're usually laughing all the time, even on hard days, we are laughing all the time, and we were like, gosh, if we did it, what would we call ourselves? What would we call ourselves? And so Heather said the Chatty Quilters, and of course our husband said, oh, no doubt,
Yep, that fits.
no doubt. We did the dreaded mistake of we were briefly together one evening not too long ago, and it was supposed to be just a quick passing through on Heather's part. And we stayed up and then realized it was 4:30 in the morning. And we didn't have a clue it was past midnight. Like, no clue. We felt like we had been talking like an hour. And we were like, oh my goodness. So, first of all, I'm way too old to do that nowadays.
Right. I
Then,
paid for that one.
oh, we paid. I'm good the next day because I'm pretending everything's
Ooh,
fine. But the second day, oh my gosh, it's like non functioning.
it
So
was
then
like we'd been to a retreat and we didn't have anything to show for it.
So we said what we missed was being connected to quilters and obviously sewing our own quilts and getting back to that because we loved it so much. And we have met so many quilters from everywhere that are just the most amazing people, and we just want to stay connected to great people who want to have fun. And so we just said, oh, we want to do this, this, and this, and bring them this, and so the idea is we just started making lists, and we just said we were going to wait till we kind of had, things perfectly in order, but we're not perfect. So we just said, we'll just start tonight and improve on it from here and just have a lot of fun. So that's kind of how it started. We truly can. We're like, we've not been on a retreat together. We're like, so if that's like 3 or 4 days, are we just not like going to just do all nighters every night? Like, and then what is that quilt going to look like?
So Cindy's husband, Larry, just commented, "Did you get the name of the truck driver?" Because when we got up the next day, I asked him, "Did you get the license plate?" And he's like, "What?" And I said, "Of the truck that hit me last night."
We felt like literally we had been hit by a truck, a freight truck, like we had just been mowed over. It was so hard to recover from that. Not an amount of coffee in the world helped with that
But,
at all.
and to add to that, we just really want to build a community of quilters who just want to support and inspire each other, because that's what it's all about. We all have way more fun when we're, bouncing ideas off of each other, or, being inspired by each other's projects and things like that. And so it's just 100% for fun. And we're just excited to learn with you and share. And we really are scared to commit. Leanne is asking how often we're going to do shows, and we've gone around with this because we're like, we don't want to disappoint anyone and say we're going to do it every Tuesday night, but we really do want to do it every Tuesday night. And there could be some Tuesdays that we just flake because I'm flaky,
Mhm.
but we're
Oh,
going to try to do every
you're flaky. Oh my
I
gosh,
am.
that's so funny.
Oh, no.
I'm actually the one that forgot a very important meeting today because we were working on this. So that's funny that you said that. But we do want to do it. We're going to schedule every Tuesday night. So if we are going to do something fabulous, like, a retreat or going on the road for you, then we'll have things that we'll be able to post that you'll still be able to view. So we won't hopefully miss a night. But yeah, we're hoping to have something every Tuesday night. And we'll be working, on ideas, and you guys will be sending ideas to us on what you would like to hear and see. And then we're going to have some fabulous guests that are going to be fun and informative. It's just going to be lighthearted. that's what it's going to be for. So
Definitely. And you know what? It's funny. We have a comment, and I'm sorry, I don't know who it's from because I'm not even going to try to pronounce that username. But it says, I'd love tips on getting your sojo back. And it's ironic because we were talking about that as
we
being
were.
one of the topics tonight. Because I was like, I feel like I just need tips on getting my sojo back because it's hard. And I think the key is to start in again with a project that you're really excited about, that you just love. Not something that's like, I'm just going to finish this project that's been sitting in my craft room for 2 decades. Definitely something fresh and that you're excited to
Did
finish.
you look in my closet?
I did.
So I had,
4:45 in the morning, I looked in your closet.
I'm one of those that have all the UFOs. And now that it's been years because I got, was doing other things and now I'm back to it. Here's the deal. What you read, you go in and pick the things that you still, if you look at it and you still really love it, hang in there with it. But if you don't, move on. Like move on. All the ways that you all talk about, donating it, all the things. Linda Naylor says she needs Sojo too. So I think the other key that maybe not staying up all night, but I think really what I'm hoping this group is you will get your sojo back because it's just going to be, you're going to be connected to so many fun people, right?
Yes.
No judgment here, just having fun, just share and just encourage each other, no matter where you're at, because we've got, people that really know their stuff. And I told Heather, I'm going to hate to show my piecing. Like I'm not even qualified compared to some people on this list, but I also hope to be learning and improving things,
And we all have to keep in mind, as my good friend Kara always says, who is the Capalodrome commenter that I didn't know who it was. He always says, like when we're sewing, a good quilter can quilt that out. And so, at one point, somebody said that, and it was Erica. She bought her a quilting machine and threw that out one day. And I said, you're the quilter. You know that, right? And she was like, panicked for a minute. But, a good quilter can quilt anything out, right, Cindy?
Yeah, well, if you have to quilt your own quilts, you become a much better piecer, is what I found out at the beginning. So I thought my borders were okay, but come to find out I had to learn that skill a little bit better. Or I suffered later whenever I was trying to quilt it. So there's that. But all the things, we're going to be honest with you, all of our, failures, successes, the whole 9 yards, we'll hold nothing back. Leanne lightly said glue is my friend. That's so funny. so yeah, I'm hoping that
Did you figure out the drawing? Did you figure out how to pick our winner? We may not figure it out tonight, but we will definitely figure it out. So watch the page.
Stay tuned. We'll post it on our page.
We'll post it on the page. And we've been talking for 45 minutes. So we don't want to talk till 4:30 in the morning again. So we will let you all get back to your evening. And but we do want to remind you that we'll be at market and we'll be doing lives. We will be back here next Tuesday night briefly, because we'll have a little market preview of our own of some of the things we want to go find. And then be thinking, because we'd love your input. And then we'll talk a little bit, and then we'll bring you some lives from market next weekend. Super fun.
Wow, this has been fun. We're looking forward to what's ahead. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.